Hi, my name is Angel Cabrales. I am from El Paso, Texas, but I grew up in Anthony, New Mexico. I am a multimedia artist, and the pieces I have here are It Came From Beyond the Border, It Came From Beyond the Border, Cowboys and Aliens, and It Came From Beyond the Border, Tender Care Detention, and they are a futuristic look at border issues. A lot of my work talks about border issues or identity in itself, of trying to find out who I am or where we come from, and really honoring that heritage in itself. I do have a big love of science and science fiction, thanks to my dad and my brothers, but at the same time, I also want to be able to talk about social issues, political issues that are happening and impacting our borderlands, and I attribute that to my mother. So a lot of my work is sculptural or two-dimensional. There's a lot of engineering within some of the work, a lot of playfulness within it, because I find that a great way to make people talk about issues is to disarm them so that they're not on the defense right away, so that they have an easier way to take in the topic, and then from there we can go forward. So, like I said, I really love science fiction. And growing up, I used to watch a lot of science fiction movies. I grew up with Star Wars, with Battlestar Galactica. I used to watch Doctor Who and old B movies like Forbidden Planet, Battle of the Planets, The Blob, even the Mexican ones like Santo versus the Blob or things like that. I loved it. But what I really found, even as a little kid, was that a lot of these stories were really talking about political issues without people really realizing it. And I found that really fascinating, that it was a great way to talk about these issues and disarm a person, because you think about it and people don't really think like, oh, this is happening to us right now because it's an alien or it's in the future. So it displaces it and allows you to intake that topic. So these pieces were trying to do that same thing and putting it in this science fiction story, but really talking about immigration and the fear that is being put on migrants and Latinos and different people, the other. So I made the other us, and coming in on flying conchas. So It Came From Beyond the Borders, how those came about. I've been really honored to be part of this show, and as a whole, I think that it's extremely cohesive in that science fiction aspect of itself. Very, very futuristic, but at the same time, very, very Latino. And I love that, because growing up, you look at a lot of old science fiction, and we're not in it. There's not a lot of brown people in a lot of the old science fiction. And yet, all of those stories made this impact on everyone here that we inserted ourselves into it. It's like, no, we're here, and we're in the future, and we're going to show you that future. So I feel that in almost every single piece in here.